Dotcom released his statement earlier today, and I figured we could take a look at it. It's pretty much what everyone was expecting. Everyone was hoping for a little bit more, but it is, at the very least, worth checking out. And his statement goes as follows. I know that Seth Rich was involved in the DNC leak. I know this because in late 2014, a person contacted me about helping to start a branch of the Internet Party in the United States. He called himself Panda, and I now know that Panda was Seth Rich. Panda advised me that he was working on voter analytic tools and other technologies that the Internet Party might find helpful. I communicated with Panda on a number of topics including corruption and the influence of corporate money in politics. He wanted to change that from the inside. I was referring to what I knew when I did an interview with Bloomberg in New Zealand in May 2015. In that interview, I hinted that Julian Assange and WikiLeaks would release information about Hillary Clinton in the upcoming election. The Rich family has reached out to me to ask that I be sensitive to their loss in my public comments. That request is entirely reasonable. I have consulted with my lawyers. I accept that my full statement should be provided to the authorities, and I am prepared to do that so that there can be a full investigation. My lawyers will speak with the authorities regarding the proper process. If my evidence is required to be given in the United States, I would be prepared to do so if the appropriate arrangements are made. I would need a guarantee from Special Counsel Mueller on behalf of the United States of safe passage from New Zealand to the United States and back. In the coming days, we will be communicating with the appropriate authorities to make the necessary arrangements. In the meantime, I will make no further comment. This is pretty much what everyone expected, but not what everyone was hoping for. We were all hoping for a little bit of physical evidence to some extent rather than just testimony from someone who claims to have worked with Seth Rich. But at the same time, this story's not going away, and this article came out yesterday. So we'll take a look at just the opening paragraph, because after that they just go on to reiterate things that we've talked about ad nauseum on this channel. WND exclusive bombshell. Donna Brazile warned off private eye on Seth Rich murder. So we had heard about somebody from the DNC calling around asking why people were snooping around, which is just a bad sign in general. And it's a person that was essentially, I believe she was a moderator for one of the debates featuring Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, and she was outed for giving Hillary Clinton the debate questions beforehand. So clearly this woman has a high level of integrity. Former Democratic National Committee interim chairwoman Donna Brazile is the high-ranking DNC representative who allegedly called police and the family of murdered DNC staffer Seth Rich and demanded to know why a private investor was, quote, snooping into Rich's death, the private eye revealed to WND Monday. The high-ranking DNC official that called the police after I inquired about Rich's case was Donna Brazile. Why shouldn't I reveal who it was? Claims veteran homicide detective Rod Wheeler. Brazile, who is also a CNN contributor and a Hillary for America donor at the time, was caught providing Democratic Party nominee Hillary Clinton with questions that would later be asked of Clinton at the television CNN town hall. In an interview with Fox News before the election, Brazile denied leaking the questions to Clinton, but in March 17, 2017, column for Time magazine, she finally admitted for doing so, saying it was a mistake I will forever regret. A spokesman for the Rich family has repeatedly criticized Detective Wheeler, who was hired by Rich's family in March to find the DNC staffer's murder, for not ruling out the possibility that Rich may have leaked DNC emails to WikiLeaks. The Rich family recently sent Wheeler a cease and desist order to stop his investigation into the murder. Why would a family send a detective a cease and desist order regarding his investigation into their son's death? Why? Like, seriously, especially when it's so shady. We have Donna Brazile being an ex-Democratic National Committee employee that had cheated and, in my opinion, committed voter fraud to a lesser extent. And she manipulated with the election. She did more than we have proof that Russia did. And then we also have Brad Bauman, who's speaking on behalf of the family, also a DNC employee. It's just so fishy. Especially when the DNC are the people being investigated in this very particular case. And how come they are speaking up for the family? How come they are asking questions about who's snooping around, asking questions about the case? Does this not sound like a very poorly done cover-up? It does to me. That's why I'm not letting it go. Just the idea of you're not allowed to investigate this crime because of how terrible the crime was. This man was killed. Yeah, that's why we want to investigate. And making it seem like our call to investigate this more thoroughly, because clearly it hasn't been looked at with the level of scrutiny it requires. Now we're some sort of evil sons of bitches trying to use a person's death as a political tool? No, a good man is dead. A good man is fucking dead. And there is no reason why everybody shouldn't be united in trying to find his fucking killer. I don't think everyone's in cahoots. I don't think that the political left are in cahoots saying we need to hide this murder. They seriously believe the bullshit that they've been being fed, that this man's death doesn't deserve an investigation. It's an open and shut case. It was a robbery, you dumb fuck. Go back to sleep. It was a failed robbery. Go back to sleep. I have also seen multiple accounts of many different people claiming to work for the DNC that are saying that people are panicking, that John Podesta is on the phone with lawyers constantly, and that the smoking gun is out there in the hands of the public, and it's only a matter of time. That's why the talks about impeachment and how Donald Trump had 2 scoops of ice cream, they finally dropped it because we're on to something. So I don't want to beat this dead horse too much, but I do want to provide all of the developments and updates as they come out, because this matters a whole lot, despite what all of these people on the left would continuously insist. There are some people that are saying that the SEIU is behind the murders directly, and that if we find events that the SEIU held on the day that Seth Rich was murdered, we would be able to easily track down the people involved and find the people who were responsible.